So waiting for some more people to get up in here. Oh, Saturday night, Saturday night, Saturday afternoon drive. Good afternoon, good afternoon. Little Saturday afternoon drive. About to stop by Bash Pro Shop, pick up a few things, see if they got this rifle I wanted. Go home, watch some playoff basketball. Everybody, I hope having a blessed Saturday afternoon. I'm doing this drive. I seen an old school limo. I remember I had to be about 17, and I was driving around, and one of my friends had a little car, a little old, like 1980 something Camry, or maybe early 90s Camry. And my homeboy I grew up with, his grandfather used to be in the army, right? And he had this old, like 1988 looking, like a fucking limo, Cadillac limo, kind of looked like the Cadillac, DeVille. Oh shit, it's about to be an accident. Like a DeVille, right? And he used to call it the Democrat. It was all white. He used to have flags and stuff on it, kind of like the Coming to America limo. If you ever seen Coming to America, and he had all these flags on it. His license plate said Democrat. And he used to, grow up in New York City in the Bronx. People would sit on your car out there. Like, I want people to sit on my car. I park in certain areas, or I park in the garage. I go pay for parking when I'm visiting my mom. And General hated for anybody to sit on this damn limo. And this limo used to take up so much damn parking in the neighborhood. That joint used to take up like 2.5 spaces, 3 spaces, And he loved this damn limo. Like I said, he had flags on it like it was a presidential limo. And I remember I just started driving. I'm driving one of my homeboys' car. He had, like I said, this is the late 90s, early 2000s. Like, had it been like 2000, 2001, the latest. And driving his car, I didn't know how to parallel park. And my boy's like, let me park. I'm like, nah, I can park. And he done let me pretty much joyride with his joint for like the last 2 hours, where I done drove all around the part of Mount Harlem. So I'm driving. It's time to park. I see a parking spot. It looked like a big enough parking spot that I could park in. Now my homeboy grandfather, his limo is right there, His old school 1980 something limo. This joint like fucking 30 years old. It's right there. And like I said, he had all this shit on it and hooks and stuff on the side of it, thinking that he really part of the presidential fucking suite or whatever, Caribbean. So, goddamn, like somebody stopping on the bridge. So as we driving, and I'm like, I could park behind General Joint. But we used to call him General. He used to be in the Army. He was head of the cadets around there. He was an officer in the Army. He wasn't a general, but and at this time, General had to be about 70-something, 80 years old. And if you sit on his car, any time of the day, night, you will hear him yelling out the window at you to get off his damn car, right? So now I go to parallel park. I pull up to the side of his joint. I'm trying to, practice going in. So I go in. I ain't cut it right. So I'm like, damn, I pull back out. I was only halfway in. I go to pull back in, and something on his joint, I hooked to his limo. So now I'm tripping, like, damn, what I'm gonna do? I go to try to pull, I'm pulling the bumper off of the car that I'm in. And now my homeboy is like, yo, chill, just stop. Let me park. So I get out, I go where to? I'm on my way to Bass Pro Shop right now, and to stop at probably Home Depot to get some stuff for my grass, some weed and feed, and some stuff for the bugs to spread out there because it's getting hot down here, and these mosquitoes is everywhere. So yeah, it probably was a Fleetwood. I don't know what it is, but man, he loved that joint. I should have got a picture of that joint, man. So now I'm up here. I'm going through the tunnel, so it might mess up. So now I'm up here driving the damn car. I hooks to the car. Now I'm shook. I'm like 17, and it's winter time. So I had this big ass North Face snorkel puffer coat, as some people say. We said bubbles back then. So I got that joint on. I hook to it. I try to pull off. It pulls the bumper like halfway off the car. So now I'm tripping. My boy in the car, he mad that I done messed up his car. So I'm like, damn, I paid for your bumper. And I'm laughing, saying it's funny. I get out the car. I'm looking at it. My boy gets out, switch off with me. We get the bumper unhooked from the back of his fender. Was back quarter panel it was hooked to. Do that. I unhook it. So now I go, hop out, get on the passenger side. Matter of fact, I hop out, I stand in front of the building. I see my boy, he unhooked, he moved, parks the car, right? Now we sitting there, we laughing about it. They making fun that I can't, I don't know how to park and all this and that, talking all this crap about me. But I got my license from South Carolina at the time. So they like, hey, you don't know how to damn park, you can't drive in New York. I'm telling them like, man, you don't got a parallel park in South Carolina. I was in Holly Hill, South Carolina. It wasn't no parking. I learned how to drive out on my own property. So now, as we standing there, like I told y'all, my homeboy grandfather loves that damn limo. Like I guess in his time, being his age, Cadillacs was a big thing. So I hear him yelling like, you motherfuckers hit my car. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that to none of y'all. So we laughing, but I got my coat on with the hood. So now, I'm driving. I ain't driving, I'm standing in front of the building. We laughing, choking. So we just hear like all this rumbling coming down. And they live like on the like third, fourth floor, right? So he's walking down the steps. Old, like I said, it's cold and it's old. He got like a robe on. I look up, I see the ladies coming down the steps, and he like, yeah, you little motherfuckers think I'm playing with you. I hit my goddamn car. Might I add you, his car, we didn't even mess it up. Like, it just messed up the car that we was in, you know? So now, he coming down, mad as hell. So we like, nobody worried about General, man. Like, General old as shit. He gonna curse us out, that's that. I look closer, right? This dude has a gun. Like a real gun, like a old ass revolver, right? Some old cowboys and Indian looking shit. But it was a super long, like long nosed revolver. Like we looked up later, like he had a python, a Colt python. And like I said, he old as hell, scribbled up. You see the gun. So now I'm 17, so I'm tripping like, oh shit. So he don't know it's me and shit, right? So now we still laughing because we dumb kids. Take off running. I go running, boom, boom, boom. I ran for like 3 blocks, run to my aunt's house. I'm chilling there laughing and shit. Now, my homeboy, his grandson, he calls me. And he like, yo, you hit General car? I'm like, yeah, I hit his car, you know what I mean? Because we tight like that. I ain't no need to lie to each other or nothing. So he like, yo, I'm mad at you. I'm like, what you mad for? Like, I know I fucked up. If we fucked it up, I'll pay for it. He like, nah, why didn't you total it? I hate that fucking limo. You should have totaled that shit. So we laughing. He asked me how I'm mad. I told him why he come down there. We laughing, we joking about it. He older than me by like a year or two. So we laughing. He's like, man, you should have totaled that shit. I hate that car. I've been trying to get him to get rid of this car for years, you know? So now, fast forward, like I said, I'm 17. It's like 4 years later. I joined the military. I go off to boot camp, everything. Come back a couple of months later, I buy a car, right? I had nothing special, nothing as nice as the vehicles I got now, but what I could afford as a young, trying to get the sun out of the camera, but you know, what I can afford as a young sailor, with the amount of money that I was making in the early, 2003, So I bought a car. Now I'm chilling at my homeboy grandfather house. We all up there, right? He like, yo, that's a nice car, Mo. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. Then he's like, yo, be careful parking it over here, cause a dude hit by a car, and I'm gonna get him, right? And like I tell you, this is like 4 years later. This ain't even recent. This is 4 years later. If not, maybe like 3 years later. I know I was already in the Navy, so if that happened at like I said, 01, 2001, this is like 2004, right? Because I went to boot camp the end of 2003, and I ain't finished boot camp school all that till 2004. Like I left October, I ain't come back home till almost February to visit for 2 weeks before I got shipped out to Cali. I had some wild and crazy nights out in Cali, living out there for 4 years. And then from there, getting stationed on the Jersey Shore, and that was another story to tell. So I get to we up there talking. So he like, yeah, you gotta be careful. That's a nice car. Motherfuckers hit my car. I'ma get him this and that. So his grandson looked at him and said, General, you ain't gonna do shit. You wouldn't even know who the fuck hit your car if the motherfucker was sitting right in front of you. So when he said that, everybody in the house bust out laughing because they know I was the one that hit his car. So it was like me, his wife, his grandsons, all of they laughing because they know I'm the one who hit it and shit. And his wife used to say, because they had another vehicle too, she's like, I hate that damn limo. He act like that shit is a real good car. Like everybody hated that shit except for him. And we all laughed about it and shit. So every time I see one of them old school caddies, especially the limos, I think of General and shit. What rifle I'm after? I really want a bullpup shotgun, but I know they ain't got that. But I'm looking at a 308. I'm gonna see. I don't know if I got enough time to get it because Bash Pro Shop they be taking forever. They have you fill out your own shit in the computer. I like the regular way where you just fill out the paperwork on paper and then they transcribe it because it only take me like 5 minutes to do that shit. I don't like they system, but they usually have what you looking for and they have decent prices. Appreciate that thumbs up, man. Appreciate everybody that tuned in. I like to do these lives while I'm driving. I've been through, had a lot of great adventures. I can't even say like I didn't have a terrible life. Like some people like, oh, I had this and that. Nah, man. I had good times and bad times like everybody else. I grew through a lot of that stuff. A lot of that stuff I was hard headed and put myself in it. And this growing up in the city, we had, fun times and adventures. We didn't have the internet and all that stuff growing up. So we had to actually go outside and being a young kid, I was in the mischief. I had fun. I had fun. I paid for my mistakes. Um, my parents ain't play with me, so I got disciplined when I deserved it. Can't even say like I didn't deserve some of the stuff. I actually grew up in Catholic school. So at school, we mess up the nuns and the brothers and shit. They disciplined us. They had permission to knock us upside our head. Well, they ain't really knock us upside our head, but they say they was going to like pop us, but most of the time we ain't get touched. It's more of them just detention. Like when I went to Mount St. Michael, that's this private high school in the Bronx, pretty good school. They had this thing called JUG, Judgment Under Guard, but that was detention. And I had a crazy fight my freshman year that I wound up getting detention for the rest of the school year. And this was like right before Christmas, like right after Thanksgiving, but before the Christmas break. And I had got jugged for the remainder of the school year to the wrestling coach. They wanted me to wrestle, and I didn't want to wrestle. And they told me if I wrestle and play lacrosse, they'd let me off. So I cut a deal. Let me see what they said, comment. I went through a stroke 9 years ago, and now I'm on disability. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that, Jeffrey. He sent some shout outs. What's up, Tom? Thomas, what's up? Gordon, what's up? Jeffrey. I'm about to walk up and see what it's hitting for. Oh, they got a nice boat out here. I think I want to get a boat after I retire. I don't care for I try not to go out on the sea when I don't have to, since I'm always out on the sea being a sailor. So I try my best not to. But it's a pretty nice boat. Pretty nice. Bass Pro Shop. Like it out here. Hopefully they got what I'm looking for. Uh-oh. Hello. Let me see. Pretty good. They changed it around in here since last month. Let me see. Well, I'll go back live again on my drive back. So I can fill out the paperwork. I think I see. See shotguns. Looking for rifles. There's a rifle, 1,700. Let me see. Oh, 700. That ain't a bad deal, but I like that one right there for 15. All right, let me handle my business. Nice talking to y'all. God bless. Until next time.